On the road, narrowly missing people as he drives on the wrong side of the road, blows through intersections and passes what looked like, did I see that correctly, Stu? That was a patrol car sitting there at the ready at the intersection.
Yeah, but that patrol car was protecting the public.
Right.
That patrol car was there basically to warn the public that this guy was coming. He wasn't engaged in the pursuit, but he just happened to be there, probably 100 miles an hour at one point right now. That's what we're hearing. 100 miles an hour, and you can see that car, that pickup truck, just moving along. Thank goodness there's no other vehicles on the road, or very, very few, making our way back into the Carson area.
Right, Stu, it does seem pretty interesting that there were a lot of patrol cars in that one particular residential area. It's not uncommon that we see many times in these pursuits that the person leading law enforcement on pursuits really just sticks around their own neighborhood. They know the streets. They know the on-ramps, the off-ramps, they know the lay of the land in their area, and they go back to what they know. So that could be the case. They could know who is behind the wheel. They could know where that truck is registered to, and perhaps that's why they're staking out the neighborhood. But in the meantime, they are turning up the heat. They're making their presence known. CHP, they're making their presence known a lot more than they were just a little bit ago when they tried to give him a chance to make the right decision. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen, so now they're switching to the next strategy. But again, Stu, this guy's not slowing down at all and hasn't shown any signs throughout this entire pursuit that he intends to.
He has not slowed down at all. We're going to be approaching Alameda if we haven't just crossed it right there. The vehicle actually speeding up now. And you're right, a lot of times we see these guys or gals, the people that they're being pursued, go back to the neighborhoods where they feel safe or an area that they believe that they know. But in this case, that might have been what we just saw right there. There was a lot of law enforcement in that neighborhood, lights and sirens. Look at this one right there, making a hard turn right there. It looks like we're going southbound, that's for sure. We'll get the name of the street here in just a second. But you can see that it picked a street that seems to be a little bit less traffic, but definitely really picking up that speed. We're making a big sharp turn right there. That's one of the reasons why I'm staying so wide. But you get an idea with those wider shots how fast this guy is going. Southbound is direction right now. I know they were coming up onto another freeway. If he continues on, I think the 110 is going to be up there in just a second. Industrial, we're going to be getting outbound. We're not going to make it there. Turning back onto a residential neighborhood right here.
Looks like they're coming right over my house now. One block up from me now. Oh, shit. This is a pretty cool effect here. The moon and the cloud, sort of a streaked cloud there, and that's another of the TV helicopters going by.
No officers on the ground behind him right now. The helicopter's still above him, and all of a sudden, that truck really slowing down.
Well, driving again without lights, I don't want to try to get into the mind of somebody who's leading a pursuit, but I find it interesting that I can't imagine that driver could feel safe. I mean, they know the airship can spot them. You got street lights, you got headlights. Time to bail,
There
it
goes
looks
the
like.
door.
And
Yep.
here we see it.
Yep, there's the door. And there he goes.
He's
leaving
out.
the truck, and he's off running. You know, that's just not nice. See, that thing's going to crash into somebody's parked car. Anyways, he's out here running in the yards. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're up a little bit higher. They have two helicopters, law enforcement helicopters stacked, so we're a little bit higher than we usually are. We're going to keep an eye on that spotlight, trying to keep an eye on where this guy went. But it does seem like he picked an area that he knew. So we saw it, everybody saw it, red cap, black shorts. This guy got out and ran. Never saw him pop out in that area. The last place we really saw him was right here. So the helicopter overhead, they're doing the same thing. They're going to be calling in units to this area. When an officer, we're already right there. They're keeping an eye on it, but it doesn't seem like he popped out on the other side, so he's got to be somewhere right where that light is. But it shows you that officers may not have been right behind him, but they were definitely in the area for when this moment happens. They'd be close by. And this is what they're calling setting up a containment now. They're going to lock down this area. Other officers will show up, and they'll basically wait this guy out or try to